Okay.
Welcome back, everybody, to Me and Minnie.
Me.
Me and Minnie. And I'm Shaima, your host, and
I am Tia,
your
the
co-host.
Co-host.
Yep. So this is actually our first official podcast after the introduction. And I said to Tia that we're going to be talking today about how raising resilient kids. And what did you say to me?
I said, what's resilient?
So I thought it would be a good one to bring
Start
it up
off
and
with,
explain.
A little lesson about resilience.
So resilience means being able to manage stress, challenges, trauma, or adversity that life brings and bounce back from it. When children and teens are resilient, they're going to be more confident, curious, adaptable to the world around them. Usually, it says here on Google, resilient children tend to be empathetic, so they empathize better, and that is they can understand and sympathize the feelings of others. They tend to be good communicators who are able to solve problems, and they have a strong interest in school and dedicated to learning, and they're driven to achieve goals. So, do you feel like you're resilient here?
I definitely feel like I'm resilient.
Okay.
I feel like children who are resilient, just to start the conversation off, I think are very, they have a really good future ahead of them because, like my mum said, resilience means you like school and you always want to succeed, like go towards your goals and try and achieve your goals. And we all know that success leads to happiness, and success leads to your future, and your future just is almost everything because your future never ends. Once you hit, like now if I say my future, when my future comes, I'll go my future until my last day, and then that will be the end of future. There won't be future, it'll just be, that's it. So
the end.
I think every child kind of has a goal, and I think every child is resilient, but it depends in which ways.
Okay.
So I think that's why resilience is one reason that's important, and why I said that.
So it's important for parents to raise kids to be resilient, okay? And it's good to know how can you make a child more resilient? How can you make a child more able to manage stress and challenges and difficulties? And there are a few things that you need to do to get the child ready to put up, with the stuff that's in their life. And obviously for you, Tia, you gone through a lot, and I mean, people that may have heard the introduction may have not, but you're a cancer survivor. You've had cancer for many years now. Like, you relapsed a couple of times, and you've done bone marrow transplant. So these are very difficult times. They're very difficult challenges. And you still powered through, and you still punched through. So that's like...
And I haven't gone like, oh, you know what? There's no future for me. I'm not going to get anywhere in life at this point. I can't handle this, and I can't do this at the same time, and blah, blah, blah. Because that's powering through. That's like, I have my other life to deal with, and that's why I should be resilient. That's why I should be responsible for my resilience. And
that's true. What about if you're much younger, though?
If I'm much younger, my parents are responsible for teaching me resilience.
Okay. And I think ways that parents can show kids how to be resilient, it starts off with their relationship with the child. Like if I show you a lot of love, and I show you that I care about you and I'm here to protect you, then you're going to build more confidence, and that's going to make you feel more stronger, Like when you're a baby, and
I'm here to protect you.
Yeah.
But I'm not here to do it for you.
Exactly.
I'm here to protect you. Like, nothing's going to happen to you.
Exactly.
Like, just those like kid stuff, like go and like try this new thing out.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get hurt. Just be smart, think about it.
Yeah.
If you have the courage to do it, if you don't,
Do it.
that's
It's
fine.
okay.
But I'm protecting you and I love you
And
etc.
that time that you build that relationship that I built with you and the relationship that your daddy built with you, but it's really important because it started from very young and it started from a very loving point of view. Like I had to show you a lot of attention and a lot of affection and blah blah blah, but also we had to spend really good quality time.
Yeah.
Right? And I had to give you that space for you to feel like I'm listening and I'm here for you, like, and I treated you like that from very young, you know, like quality time doesn't mean that we need to like block out the whole day, you know, and not do
quality time can just mean like just sitting down and helping her with her homework.
Exactly.
Quality time can be like
going back from school, like driving in a car
and
just
listening
you
to
and her
music.
being together, you and your child can be together and generally ask about things like, you know, how was your day? What happened? Tell me, you know, like, and talking to each other, and I can tell you things that happened to me and you could tell me about detailed things that
and
happened
what I was
to
going
you.
to say was also, even if like for whatever like excuse, whatever reason, not excuse, but whatever reason you have that you don't want to like talk or you're just a bit tired, but you still want to have that quality time, you can always do like the simplest thing, like listen to music, watch a film, just things that a child would, you'd think, want to do. You'd think they would enjoy it. Like obviously helping your child with homework, they would like, because they want to be with their mum or they want to be with their dad. But from a child's perspective, I don't think homework is the part that everybody like gets really excited spending time with their parents. I think something more people do more, I think.
Like bath time?
Like bath time. That's more fun for them.
So it's not about quantity. It's not like spending the whole day or half a day with the kid, because you could spend the whole day putting a movie, going to the cinema, but you're not really with the child. You could be busy, like, you know, on your phone, speaking to other friends, you know, got work to
that's
do.
just not,
but you're not
no
really
point.
there. I mean, you're there physically, but you're not really there engaging with the child, not actually having that
like
time.
Talking to them. And
giggling with them. Speaking about life, you know, exploring things and feeling and touching things and food and stuff, and you know, like that's being
and see,
there.
I guess I feel like what you said, talking to them, might actually be better. I think more than, like I said, like watching film, listening to music. I think now that you've explained, I think talking to them, now that you've explained why, I think
feels more like quality.
Feels more like quality, not like.
I'm just here.
I feel like what I've said reminded people more of like a date with the child, having fun, not quality. Like it's quality but having fun.
Yeah.
But not quality that at the end of the day benefits you.
Yeah, exactly.
Like quality time, like going to the spa with your daughter, or with your son, going to watch like this epic film that they've been waiting to watch. Or a football match. Not that boys only like football, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Just examples. That makes them happy, and that is quality. That makes them feel like I've had so much fun, and happiness is always like the number one medicine that can cure, like, I think, everything. But if you want like quality that really helps the mind and really helps your friendship, like I think will be both of them really, but it depends which road you're trying to go, which road you want to start on. You can start off with
you
the
can
little
mix and match.
mix and match, exactly. You can start off with talking, and then you can
build it up.
Build it up.
You know, if you're full time, you're working, you don't have that much time. But you can make quality time, like the small time that you can make, like when you're prepping, like making the meal, you could make it with the kid, you know, or with your children. While you're making the food, they can help you make it together, and spend time to be like, you know, talking about the vegetables or the prices of the you know, like the cost of food going up, or, you know, something happened at school, or something happened to you at work, or, you know, like whatever, or family, but actually spending time with each other. It's just, you're preparing a meal, which you have to do every day, right? But it's like getting the kids involved.
But usually when you prepare a meal, your kids in their bedroom watching on their tablet, studying
or doing whatever,
or playing, and it's like, why you're in the same house, why not spend that time
10-15 minutes actually doing it together?
And even if it's less than 10-15 minutes, you can do so much just in 5 minutes. That bonding can do like so much. It can benefit your life so much,
and it builds, right? And you could do that regularly. You could do that like every few times a week, and you know, you might not have that time to take them out and, you know, do spa days, right? Because that's not what people do.
That's not ideal.
That's not what people do every week, right? I wish, but once a year is if I'm lucky.
Yeah, once a year.
The idea is that you could always make time and make good quality time with your kids, because that ultimately is going to let them know that you're here and you love them
and care for them,
and that makes, I think that makes the child very confident. That makes the child very strong and able to face the world, because they know that the parents want to spend time with them, and that's so important. That makes all the difference in your ability to overcome something bad that happens, you know, say something bad that happened at school, or something bad with your health, or something bad with your family, or anything that's not really happy. It makes you able to deal with it, you know, because you're confident, like you're strong, because you know that it's okay. I'm made from a family or a parents, you know, or people that love me, and it's okay. And I think there are other things, not just spending time. I think things like sleeping really well, like getting a good night's sleep, that's important. I think eating well. I think and exercising. Oh my God, exercising is so important.
Exercising is so important, and
guys, seriously,
exercising, I think
it's so important for the kids.
It's so important for the kids.
Because all these kids that have like all these increased things like social medias and PlayStations or whatever, they have a lot of trapped energy
that they just take out on a game.
Yeah.
Or they take out on their brain.
And then you find that they're more
lazy,
they're more short-tempered, they're more agitated, they're snappy more, they don't want to spend time with you more. And it's because they've got all this bottled up energy that it shouldn't be kept inside.
Kept inside.
Right?
Yeah, it's like just have a ball and they'll go kicking it around.
Exactly.
Crazy.
Do you
bouncing it.
I remember a time, well, not your generation, but when I was young, we used to play outside, and we used to just like run around, play hide and seek, and, you know, obviously it depends on the age, but that was how kids used to entertain themselves. They used to go out. So exercise is important, because if you're not playing normally, like playgrounds or whatever it is, and playing outside, then you should be doing a form of exercise. You should be doing swimming, football, cycling, basketball, running, karate, whatever it is. But kids should do that, because it really does. And I think it really helps, like how you feel, like your mood, and they don't have so much ADHD, and they don't have so much hyperactivity and mood swings and depression and all of these things that kids have nowadays. I think it's important, isn't it?
And we're not saying do this every day. we're not saying do exercise every day. We're saying do some sort of exercise every day. That can be staying at home and doing jumping jacks or star jumps.
Yeah.
Or playing a game of hide and seek and having to run quickly, find space to hide. Yeah. That can just get moving. Just
get moving.
Just get moving.
Get moving.
Or playing a game. If you like have a game, like for an example, Twister, that could be an option just to stretch. Yeah. Or put like a video of stretches, just stretch your body. Something like that. We're not literally saying go out, go find a pool and go swim. Go out, go for a jog in the rain and it's freezing. Yeah. We're literally
you're thinking of a practical solution.
Of a practical solution. Not something not relevant, is that the word? Not relevant. Like it doesn't not smart. It doesn't make sense. So for a parent, this is always need to think of what's the smartest way to do things, and like what we're talking about. Don't just take the advice from the simple words we say. Actually think about the smart point of it. Think about, right, am I just going to go straight away and do this? Am I just going to go sign up for a swimming club? I'm actually going to think, no, I have a job, or no, I haven't got time. I've got commitments. I need to do this and this. I need to cook, blah, blah, blah. Actually think, right, maybe in 2 weeks' time, next week, I can start on this, and I can start with this new routine, and it might work. And it probably will, because this is something I think most people have guaranteed to work. It's probably proven to people when they do it.
Well, you've touched on a very important point, which also builds on to the resilience, and that is routine. And routine is so important. Important for the families, and it's important for children, I think. Having a routine creates structure and creates stability, and children crave that. Even teenagers, they absolutely need it. No matter how much they sound chaotic and whatever it is, they actually need it. Kids need it, because...
And sometimes the parents can't handle the routine. They can't get them to do a routine. That's why you need to start a routine, because the longer you wait, the more it's harder it's going to get into a routine.
Exactly.
You just need to do it. As soon as you sense that, oh, look, Shema, she needs a routine. As soon as I sense that, I'm going to go straight away and start a routine. I'm not going to say, let me just wait a bit. I need to go and do this, and then just walk off and go do something. I'm going to straight away go sit down, find some time, whenever I have the time, but soon, does that make sense? Soon, whenever I have the time, to write down a routine and talk to my child about this routine. Is this a good routine? And add on to it, or take away something. Say, maybe we can add this only on specific days, on blah, blah, blah. But we have to make sure you spend this time studying, blah, blah, blah. And then you can have this time
playing on whatever.
And then if you finish all your chores and homework, then you can have longer as a result, and then whatever. Just making sure also, like I said, I think builds up to another point, I think, is including your child. Don't go straight away making decisions for them that include them, because they might not like it, and they might just do it even if they don't like it, and that's not really good for them, because they're just hiding inside because they love you. They love you, and they don't want to say, no, I don't want to do this. They're just like, yeah, okay, being polite. But that's hiding inside, like... How they feel. And that's not good.
Trapping it inside.
They're just trapping it inside. And like we said about energy.
Yeah.
For an example, trapping feelings. The feeling to run around.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Just... Feelings should always come out. Always talk to someone about it. Or just put a camera in front of you and just speak to the camera. Just speak. Or just speak to the mirror. Or just speak to the air. Just speak to the sky. Speak to heaven, whatever.
Speak to God.
Speak to God.
I agree. I think it's important that you include the child, because I think as parents we tend to forget that part. We're just like, yeah, we take control because obviously
I'm your mum,
we're
so
the
I
boss.
I can.
But it shouldn't be exactly like that. Like, I think
and I think everybody makes that mistake.
Of course.
Even if we try, if we do include our child, we're always going to make that mistake.
Yeah.
No matter what. Like when I'm a mum, I'm obviously going to make that mistake. Obviously, and there's nothing to escape it, but we can prevent it.
Yeah.
As much as possible.
Yeah.
But it's something that
I mean, when you were young,
my child will get used to it, and they'll understand that that's something that my mum or dad would do.
Yeah. When you were young, I obviously didn't have your opinion about the routine that I had in place, but I think as you started to grow, I think I realised that maybe I need to ask her, like, see what she thinks about
what she wears.
Like, what would you like to do this first, and then we do that, and then after you do that, you can get XYZ done, and then there was always that in place, like, and Tia, like, you would always say to me, "Oh, mummy, but I actually prefer to do reading before I sleep," and I would say to you, okay, well, let's experiment that. And then I remember there was a time you wanted to read before you sleep, but I found out that you were falling asleep quickly and you were hardly reading. But I said that I allowed us to try it out. And then I allowed you to see the result for yourself.
And then
then you realised that it wasn't quite working.
Yeah. So then we went to doing it during the day.
Exactly.
And then we both agreed, because we both agreed on the decision of experimenting. So then we both agreed that we have to do it during the day. And we were both happy with that decision.
Exactly.
And so that's what I do till today. I read during the day, which works really well.
And if you want to read at night, you could read, at night to help you fall asleep, no problem. But that isn't the main reading.
But it depends on, for an example, this is like really irrelevant. But if you you need to read for a specific time, I don't think it'd be ideal to read before you go to sleep. But if you just want to read because you want to read because I want to read my book, then you can do that before you go to sleep. But if you have homework to do and you have to do half an hour of reading, then I'm giving you advice. Don't do it before you sleep. Just don't.
Don't. Because you're not going to really concentrate, are you? Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. I mean, we can do another episode about best tips on studying and getting things done.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I think another thing that's really important about resilience is that kids need to learn how to problem solve. And I think parents tend to come in and go, "Oh, it's okay, I'll open that for you," and then they open it for you like you're trying to drink this. No,
Mommy, help me.
No, I think you need to. I think you need to
let them try.
Yeah, like they've got a toy and it's broken, it's not working. Try and fix it. Like, don't intervene. Like, don't always try and help.
Don't just try and help. Well, not in that way. Don't just try and help. Obviously, always try and help the situation, but don't jump to it straight away.
Yeah, the initial thing shouldn't be
help.
No,
but
let the child.
It depends on the situation. Yeah. Obviously.
Give me an example.
Okay, so this is an example. If your child
something that happened to you.
Something that happened to me.
Yeah, like you tried to solve a problem, something didn't work.
Oh.
And you tried to figure it out yourself. Without asking for my help, or without getting me to help you.
A riddle?
Like what?
What do you mean? I'm confused.
No, I'm saying to you, like, say, have you had to fix something or make something work without asking me for help? Like open a box or...
Oh, like if, for an example, a Lego.
Yeah.
If you've missed a page by accident and you realise, why can't I fit this? This doesn't look the same as a picture. Let them try and work out what they've done wrong. And maybe they'll just start sitting there thinking, and they'll go, oh, maybe I've missed a step. and then they've just helped themselves solve the problem. But if it's something like they don't know what they're doing in their maths, and they haven't learned this, and they're really struggling, and they've tried, then you can, I think,
so it's
then
good,
you can
it's
help
good.
them.
Then it's important for the parent to make the child know that help will be given if it's needed.
If it's needed.
That don't feel shy to ask for help. Like, tell mama or papa or whoever grown up that you need help, because that's how you're going to learn. But
you're going to learn new skills by
ultimately
help.
You need to be able to try and do it.
I can't reach something. Just try and reach it.
Yeah.
Like,
as long as it's safe.
As long as it's safe, exactly.
So don't try and climb on top of furniture and try and get something.
Yeah.
But
if it's something in the fridge and you're almost there, you just need to stretch a little bit.
Or
just
get
try.
a stool or something.
Get a stool. Then just try.
And figure out.
But if you really can't actually get it, and I'm just sure I can't get it, then I'll go ask my mum or dad to help me, or whatever parent is with you.
Yeah.
Adult.
So I think problem solving is it's important, because then if they learn the basic problem solving when they're young, like trying to build their toys or open the gate or whatever it is, and you don't intervene, the older they get, when they get older, the gate for the stairs, baby gate.
Oh yes.
Right. The older they get, they need to be able to. They're going to face actual problems that happen at school, and problems that happen within their friends and within their families. And these problems, when they happen, they need to be able to sort it out, like resolve it, find a solution. And you're not going to be there all the time. And they're going to grow up, and they're going to be adults, and their life is going to be a complete total mess if you've always helped them solve their problems. You're gonna raise a child who's gonna be completely incompetent, useless, clueless, and not helpful to society. Not helpful to society. Not helpful to the world, and is gonna cause you more problems.
Yeah. Can I build on to that point about school? We all have troubles at school, right? Mm-hmm. And the first thing we all do is go to the teacher. Mm-hmm. To ask for help when you've argued about something, or had a bit of a misunderstanding, or both disagreed on something, or someone did this, but I had the ball first, but blah, 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 and she pushed me. No, but she pushed me. That stuff, etc. Then, obviously, it's so easy. Our brain doesn't automatically think about that, because we're so used to just asking for help. She did this and blah, blah, blah. But we can easily figure that out. Let's say, for an example, a boy bumped into me, or a girl bumped into me.
A real example.
A real example.
Yeah. Say something that happened to you. That's
I can't remember. I've been in school for too long. I can maybe, if we can put in the comments or something, maybe I can tell you an example. Okay. If I remember. But let's say somebody has
from your class bumped into you.
My class bumped into me, and they were playing hide and seek and were trying to run. They didn't see me, but I heard them say, "Move out of the way." But I didn't know that they were talking to someone in front, telling them to move out of the way so that they can run and not bump into them. And then I go, "What did you say? Why are you telling me to move out of the way? You just bumped into me." That's a misunderstanding. I can easily say, "Who were you saying move out of the way to?" And he said, "No, I'm just saying move out of the way to him so I don't hit him." Then it would be like, "Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I thought you were saying move out of the way to me because you bumped in the way. You bumped into." Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. You don't really need to ask for help, because I think also when someone like a teacher, we all of a sudden think we're in trouble. So we don't be 100% honest, and that's when the trouble happens. They go, "Yeah, because blah, blah, blah," but it's not actually true. They're just saying that in front of the teacher because they get scared. They don't want to get into trouble, or I don't know, they'll either be honest or they'll lie because they're really scared and they don't know what to say, so they're going to make something up to get them into trouble or not get them into trouble, or I don't know. So I think the best things to do is always try. But then if someone actually did bump into you, and the example I gave was actually true, and they did bump into you and say, move out of the way, then you can go to a teacher to try and resolve the problem. If you can't resolve the problem, and say, can you please say sorry, and I didn't like that. And then if they don't say sorry and say, so what? I'll say, so what? And if it's like, you know what, I'm just going to go tell you off. Then you can go get some help. And
so initially, what you're saying is that you try and sort out this situation yourself in an appropriate manner, and then if not, then you can get the teacher involved. I remember once you had a problem with the gardening at school, and you wanted to build something outside, and the teachers were like, "Oh, you can't build whatever. Dig holes. Leave the worms alone." We wanted to make like little houses. We wanted to make like little
and then you came holes up with the just idea. For the little holes for the worms and insects to have, and we'll cover it up again, or we'll make little tunnels and underground.
But you came up with the idea.
I came up with the idea to build it, and then all my friends, we made like business. It was like a business. We had like the diggers, the collectors, and like all of these stuff. And we've done so many stuff like this. We've done like cheerleading and what so. And we did the digging, and one of the teachers went, leave the insects alone. They're happy like they are. Just leave them be. And we said, but miss, we're not doing anything. We're just digging holes. We're not gonna like actually take sticks and stones and build an actual house for them to live on the ground. They're still gonna live underground. We just wanna make it look different, do something, make little tunnels like. And she was like, no, leave them alone. And she was like, just no, put it all back. Can you please put it back? And we're like, okay. We can't say no to the teacher, obviously, because then we'll get in trouble for no reason. That's sometimes annoying with teachers. They do actually sometimes put you in trouble for no reason, like something like that. And that was an example, but I didn't know how to solve. I was trying to kind of negotiate.
Yeah.
I was trying to negotiate and say, no, miss, we're not. She thinks we're doing something wrong. Like, I have an idea of what she thought we were doing.
But why did you initially do that idea?
I initially did that because I wanted to help them. What made you come up with the idea of digging the gardening? Yeah. I felt like it would be fun. It would be fun for them to like have a little tunnel, and I cared about the environment. I thought, let's dig some holes, and I don't know, it'd just be fun. Like, I thought, instead of doing boring stuff like hide and seek in the playground,
repetitive things,
I wanted to be different. I was like, let me invite my friends and we can have a little business, and like, I don't know, we can pay each other after school, or like pay each other after school, and not with money,
different positions,
or like give each other different positions, and even if it's not with money, just like sweets, or I don't know, play dates, pay each other with whatever you have.
It was a good idea,
and that's an example, because the teacher thought we were doing something bad, and I was like, I don't see what point of view that's bad. I mean, like the cheerleading, what we were doing, I kind of saw it as a bad view because it wasn't really smart what we were doing. We were lifting each other, and we were one of my friends, I'm not going to mention her name, is an actual cheerleader, and she had the idea to have a cheerleading club, and I thought, yeah, okay. So I wasn't being very smart here, and I thought, yeah, okay, and then eventually I started to think, is this really a good idea? It was getting okay until things got higher, literally. And then
human bodies were building up.
And then I thought, maybe this isn't a good idea. Then, this is an actual story that happened. I was lifted, and I said, put me down, and one of the girls, so this girl. She has no clue about cheerleading, and this is my friend that invited all these like girls, and one of these girls had no idea what she was doing, but my friend had said to come, so she was like, okay, yeah, sure. And so she said, as soon as I say let go, and put her down gently, but hold on to her so she doesn't drop. The complete opposite thing happened. She put me down a bit and then let go, and I fell on my back, and I really hurt my back. And
I think this is the first time I'm hearing this story.
yeah, I was literally like,
oh my God.
I was up to here, and I had literally fell on the floor, and the floor has, it's like it was like a woodland garden, so it had little like those little
stones?
Not stones, like those stuff that is like soil and
yeah, like wood chips and
wood
stuff.
chips, like that. Wood chips, and it really hurt, and I had to get first aid. I had an ice pack, and I was crying, and I was trying to be brave. I was like, it's not that bad, like it doesn't hurt that much, but I was just so shocked, like I fell, and it really hurt at the moment, like my back was really hurting me, so that was something not really smart I did. And the teachers, we did get in trouble for that. Because obviously I had dropped and I had hurt myself, and we were all responsible for that. But obviously the teachers blamed my friends more. But I was like, no, but you should also be putting me in trouble a little bit. Like I participated. I know they dropped me, but I'm the one that agreed to going up. And
well, that's ownership. That's good. You're taking responsibility. That's good.
But it was one of my playground teachers. He just like, no, don't worry. So,
well, the one of the other areas that I think is important in resilience is gratitude and modeling gratitude.
Can you remind me what gratitude is?
So to be thankful for what you have and to appreciate, what you have. And I think I remember always. Are you okay?
Yeah.
I think I always remember, like, these are things like everyone can do, but doing things like asking your kids every day, give me one thing that happened today that made you happy, or one thing that, was a good thing.
I used to do this with me.
Remember? And then,
school.
And then the other thing you can say is that you can also get them to think about one positive thing that happened to them, right? Or you made someone made you happy, and then you could ask the child
something that I made them happy.
Exactly.
And then you can ask them, what made you not so happy today, or what made someone not happy today.
Exactly.
And just think of the opposites of
these
stuff.
And then what did you learn about this stuff, and how can you learn from this
lesson? Did you like it? Did you not like it?
How did you feel? All of these things. So that's really, really important. And I think
they're not going to be pushed to say, yeah, it was okay. Yeah, it was okay. Yeah, it was okay. And have the courage to say the honest opinion. Yeah, I did hurt someone's feelings a little bit today, but I didn't mean it. And etc. Explain.
And I think that's really important, that a child can be honest and to tell the parent how they felt.
The best thing is about having honesty with your child and having trust within your child. And we can bring that as another topic, maybe, about honesty and trust. And
that's really important, isn't it?
That's really, really, really important. And that all joins up to what we were saying about what was this word?
Integrity? No. Which one? Resilience?
Resilience. Where'd I get integrity from?
Well, integrity is the same thing, so honesty.
No, but resilience, our topic today, at the end of the day, it's all about trust and honesty. So, if we can have another topic
session, we'll talk about that on another day. I agree. I think it's important. Basically, your relationship with your child.
Yes.
The model parent.
Yes.
Has to basically, what your kid does is that they are imitating, copying
Their mother
their parents,
or their parents.
good or bad. Whatever behavior you are doing, your child is absorbing, learning, and observing. Most importantly, they are watching, they are listening, and they're hearing everything. So
if if the adult is talking about someone behind their back, adult things, it's your business, but you don't want to do that in front of your child, and you don't want to be like that, because your child, even if you do it away from them, is gonna find out.
Exactly.
And you just don't want to be that person, because then your child's gonna start talking about people behind their back, and you don't want to be violent. You don't want to swear.
Exactly.
You don't want to.
But like we were talking about gratitude, if the mum and dad, or say if I'm not always telling you, Tia, you know, today I've had a good day because, you know, we say thank you to God. You know, I've had the chance to move the furniture around. I bought a new piece of furniture and I'm lucky for it because, you know, I can afford, you know, this furniture, and I feel really lucky and fortunate for having that. And if I don't show the appreciation and the gratitude and being grateful that I have my kids, my husband, or whatever things, and every day, if I'm not showing it and saying it and out loud, you're not going to grow up feeling that same gratitude and feeling that same appreciation. So what I'm trying to say is that kids are going to imitate whatever we do. So if I lie all the time, I'm a liar, my kid's going to turn out to be a liar. So it's
be a big fat liar.
That's the complete opposite, by the way. I do not know how to lie, so
neither do I. And I think that's one reason my friends hate me.
We'll leave that for another day.
Yeah, because friends always want you to lie. So
and they call you snitch.
Snitch get stitches.
All right then. So we'll wrap up our session.
Yeah.
And we're gonna say bye, and yeah, we have lots to talk about, but I'll leave it for another session because you got to go to the hospital, don't we? Have a long night.
Yes. Bye.